Hey Sentinels, this is Sage. Today we have on the hot seat the batted degree. Give a big round of applause, everybody, as we have him on our set today. Welcome, batted. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I couldn't ask for anything more to be doing today than talking to you, one of my favorite people on the platform. So excited to be here, excited to finally get to do this after weeks and weeks of talking.
Weeks and weeks is right. We've really gotten a good relationship going. We have spoken a lot lately about a lot of things, not only as streamers but as regular people, and learning about each other, and our differences and our similarities. And it has been so great within the last month, and especially almost 3 weeks straight. We've been talking, and it's been really nice to getting to know you. So
Yeah, same here.
um, yeah, this is a slight bromance. Vasara, do not be jealous. But we want to get you in the hot seat, and we got some burning questions that we want to ask you. Are you ready? How are you feeling today? 33
I'm good.
outside, 85 maybe, or
I
was
was
that
gonna
without
say,
the
yeah,
jacket?
it's 30 outside in New York City, but with this jacket on, it feels like 100. So I'm ready for the heat.
Love it. And we have a lot of things that we're going to be talking about. And you aren't just an MSF streamer. You are kind of like a variety streamer where you have different things that you like to stream and talk about different things as well.
For sure. Yeah, I think you and I have talked about this. Marvel Strike Force is great. And until I think the game could put in some more content, I think diversifying what we do is really important for the platform.
Awesome. So tell us a little about yourself. You're from New York.
Sure. Yeah. Born and raised in New York, originally from Long Island. Currently getting my master's degree in business administration at Fordham in New York City, with a focus in marketing, specifically brand management. Before that, I worked for about 6 years at ad agencies, so kind of like a similar role of Mad Men. Worked with a few brands, worked with some TV shoots. It was amazing, loved doing it, but wanted to kind of change focus. So once I graduate in June, I'll be working for a packaged goods company called Henkel. They make products like Dial soap, Snuggle, fabric softener, other different laundry detergents, and I'll be managing one of their brands from a marketing side.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And let's talk a little bit about Marvel Strike Force. Your player profile I have here. It says that you are a total collection power of 5.9 million, and you sure don't seem like you are a low end mid player. You actually play the game a little higher than that. Is that true from what I've seen as you stream?
TPC is a funny thing, right? Because the game has certain restrictions that stops you from going further than you want, right? So in events like this Emma milestone event, I would love to be leveling up my characters, and I'm sitting on so many training materials and got plenty of gold, but I'm stuck inching away, like day by day. I get a little progress, and so I feel like in my mind, if I were to spend everything I had, I could probably get to around like 6.5, maybe 7 TCP, 7 million TCP, sorry, but it's kind of a slow grind if you want to be able to hit those achievements and really try to stretch out everything that MSF's trying to give us for free.
That's very true. Strongest team power at 532,000, a war MVP once, just under me.
Hell yeah! Hashtag
Was that
shout out to those that my Merc Shuri team for putting up 13 defenses against some guy.
wow? Now
Those poor suckers.
was that in a win or a loss?
Fortunately, it wasn't a win. I
Oh,
basically the second I saw I had those 13 defense wins,
uh,
I went immediately into my alliance Discord and just started telling everyone we had to win this war because I needed to win the MVP. I needed my MVP to be won.
that
They
is
loved me for it. It was amazing, and everyone was really happy to see me get MVP. At least that's what I tell myself.
that's hilarious. You basically were the MVP of your of your football team, of your
Right.
baseball team, of your sports team in your mind. And unfortunately, you did the EA Madden Sports and you injured yourself and you lost. You lost the game for everybody, even though you're MVP.
It's weird. It's like we won the war, but I think from a morale standpoint, they might all hate me from what I was doing. So it's like it was a win, but maybe in the long run, it was more of a loss.
That's hilarious. All right. Total characters collected 156, characters at max star rank 23, all-time arena rank at 46. So the latest arena rank right now is 66, and latest blitz rank being 114,000 plus.
Is that a
And
good number? Is
that's
how is 100? What are you? What's your latest blitz rank?
mine is a little lower than that, but let's just say you
Okay,
are a blitzer.
I do like to blitz. I do, especially as a full-time student during a pandemic, I'm not as, held to time constraints as many other people who play this game are. And so
Mhm.
every 2 hours having to look at my phone is almost more of a blessing than a curse because it gives me something to do.
Right. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Okay, so it is time for the hot seat, and everyone in chat, I hope you guys are ready, and welcome to the hot seat.
Felt that.
Okay, first question that we bring up today for you is, what is the moment that hooked you on to MSF?
Ooh, I for me, and this was kind of a while ago, I was playing a different game, very similar, like another Hero Collection game. I can't even remember the name now because I was playing very casually for so many years. But someone in my guild in that game was like, "Hey, there's this new Marvel game out. You should try it out." Um, and it took me like a few times, and it's one of those games. And I mean, I don't know if you've tried recently to explore other Hero Collectors games,
Mhm.
but there's something about MSF, and at least at that time, which was about two years ago, it was so simple. Like there wasn't a million different things to be doing when I first started playing, right? Like there wasn't 12 different stores, there wasn't RTA. It was just like there's Blitz, there's Arena, raid, and there's raids. Like there's three things you have to do to get through the campaign. It was just so simple, and that's because I wasn't playing hardcore at that time.
Right.
It was just so refreshing to have like a really simple hero collector game. And then it didn't. It also helped that I am a comic book fan, so it being Marvel themed was really great. But it was just the simplicity, right? It's at least at that time. I'm not sure how it is for newer players now, but only having really three, four things you had to do every day made my life really easy and kind of was what I was looking for in a game at the time.
Yeah. That's a lot. That was actually very deep. I don't know what to really say after that because that's very true. And I haven't gotten into that depth of how far back it related to this, but you're absolutely right. And I agree with what you're
I don't know
saying.
if have you tried playing, like, for example, someone in my chat recently tried getting me to play Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Mhm.
And I opened that game and there's a million things that are popping up and telling me to do. Like you scroll through it and there's like 15, 16 different little like cantina things you have to click. It's like not very new player friendly. And I remember with Marvel Strike Force, it just being like, do your arena, do your blitz, you're good to go.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things where it's not bothersome, but at the same time you're like, ooh, I like you want to have your hand held a little bit during the game to see where
Right.
you're going, but you don't want to be dragged. And I think that is what's most important. That goes along with a lot of things in life, but
Hmm.
it's nice that there's a little bit there, but not overbearing. And I do have some games in mind from the past where it has felt that exact way.
Exactly. And
Uh,
and not that it's a bad thing. Some people look for that. It's just for me at the time, I was, just looking for a casual game to play when I was going to the bathroom, and yeah, I kind of fulfilled that for me.
is this your bathroom game?
Well, it was. Now it's kind of like a part-time job.
Yeah, exactly right. And then if that was the case, it's like The Office. Like you take your bathroom game to the bathroom, and then you have your real job. And then since we are in the pandemic right now, what would you say is your real? This is your real job. What's your bathroom gig now? You probably got to be
Oh,
playing a different
no.
game now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's really just kind of up to my Reddit time. It's like
That's
it used to
funny.
be like a 50-50 split depending on the trip to the bathroom, if it was going to be like all Marvel Strike Force or all Reddit, or like, and now it's just because I play Marvel Strike Force and then I go to the bathroom, it's just all Reddit because there's not really, if I do anything in the bathroom, that's content I'm missing out on doing on stream.
Yeah, it's true. That
It's a
is
lot to think
true.
about.
So besides this hobby that we were just talking about, what are the hobbies? What are the other hobbies that you have? Um, besides streaming Marvel Strike Force, I know that you're, a graduate student. You're, trying to finish up school. What is something that you're doing besides that that kind of keeps you um, kind of going through the day?
So from about end of August to December, it's fantasy football 24/7.
Oh.
I host it's not I wouldn't even promote it on this because it's more of like a podcast for my friends, but I host a podcast about our league, constantly looking on the waiver wire, watching anything fantasy football related. Football is kind of my life between beginning or end of August until end of December. Unfortunately a Falcons fan. We did make some good hires the past 2 days, so I'm excited about that. But fantasy football is definitely a hot topic for me.
That's cool. Now we've
Yeah.
talked a little bit about what you do, and I was surprised you actually didn't bring this up first. You actually are a big fan of football, and I remember you telling me that you liked to go to different stadiums and visit and root for the home team to get a different experience from your own besides your own home team, either Atlanta Falcons or being in New York, from being in a different experience being there. Uh, what stadiums have you gone to? Tell us about one of those most memorable experiences there.
Sure. Yeah. So it's a fun thing. So growing up, my brother and I never really explored, like, we never really left the East Coast. I think we've been really coast to coast. We've been to California, and we've been along the East Coast, but we've never really explored the rest of the country. And we're
Hmm.
both huge football fans. So it was just a great excuse for us to kind of leave our comfort zone and just get to see the rest of the US. So far, we've been to Atlanta, we've been to Tennessee, Houston. We've seen the Patriots at Gillette, so I'll call that Boston, but I guess that's New England. And we've been to, why am I forgetting one? We've been to Minnesota,
Hmm.
and we have, of course, been to New York, as that's where we're from. The best experience, and it's hard to do this, right? Because it's almost like the stadiums are fun, the games are always great, but it's kind of what happens like the day before the game and what happens after the game. Nashville's a great time. Not sure if you've been there yourself, Sage, but it's
Hmm.
a really, really fun place, really fun town to be at. So the cool thing about the Titan Stadium is that it's basically in downtown Nashville. So you go on Main Street, you hang out all day, you grab a few beers, some drinks at some of the bars, listen to some live music, and you literally take a 5 minute walk across a bridge and get to Nissan Stadium. So that's just like one of the cooler experiences we've had so far.
That's really cool. And how many
Yeah.
stadiums have you been to?
So we've been to, I guess that'll make it seven. We've been to seven. We've got, what is that? It's another, we have, I think, 25, 26 to go.
That's not bad. I mean, it's seven, a lot for
No,
as
it's fine. It's
yeah,
fine.
that's
And
a
honestly, we
lot.
were we were supposed to go to Washington this year, so it's probably
Mhm.
better we didn't.
How do you feel about that team name, Washington Football? Do you think they could have made something better, or do you think they're just waiting to come out with a better brand name later on?
I think they keep it. It's just such a. I feel like it's like so iconic at this point, right? Like just being the Washington football team or club. I forget what they. It's like it's just it. I don't know what you could change, right? Like if all it, what symbolically could you change your team name to that would be relevant and make people happy? Like it's so generic, but it's funny because there's no other generic team, right?
Right. And
Like
especially
in
the go on.
no, I was gonna say like in other sports, right? Like if you watch soccer or
Right.
or real football, some people might say that's just how they all the teams refer to themselves.
Right. I
So
was
it's
actually
funny
just gonna
that in the
say that.
U.S. this is like our only, our biggest sport, arguably. Like we have one team that does that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. It's really funny how it's so plain, but it's so iconic in a way because, like you said, a lot of other sports teams internationally do the exact same thing. Um, so I know you stream a couple other games, and we've talked about this a
Mhm.
little bit. What are there any other up and coming games that you could see yourself playing on your channel besides MSF and Smite?
Sure. So I'm actually today I'm gonna start experimenting with a little Halo. Halo is a game that's kind of in my my youth, something that really used to enjoy. Halo 2, Halo 3 were really something I spent many a nights spending. So you can actually try whipping out the Master Chief Collection that's out on Game Pass.
Okay.
Do that, and I've also tried out Fall Guys, which is a game that
Yeah.
because I just recently got a PC that could play games. I've always been an Xbox guy.
Okay.
That was just a game that my friends were like, "You got to play this game. It's silly, it's fun," and that's been a time. I'm like 50 matches in. I'm still looking for my first round, but
Yeah.
it's been a fun time. Have you played that Fall Guys?
I played Fall Guys. Yeah, I played Fall Guys with a few people here, and
Yeah.
I played Fall Guys with some of my friends. It's a very fun game. It's
It's
very,
fun.
it's a
It's fun,
very like nerve wracking, anxiety built game. So it
right?
makes it really fun to almost lose in a way because you want to see the silliness of how you lose, and you want to
Right,
see the silliness of also how you win as well, because
right.
getting there is obviously the main goal, but losing is like, how did you get knocked off, how did you fall off, like, I mean, the game
Yeah.
is called Fall Guys. It's very, it's a silly name.
Inherently, you're supposed to fall.
Inherently you're supposed to fall, exactly. That is too funny. Now, you play this game called Smite. Smite is currently a top 25. I believe last night it was fell to 21, but it really is about a top 20 game right now. And
Hmm.
doing my research, Smite seems to be a game that could hold for a little bit, since it does have a lot of different features from I think it's Moab, and kind of like a hero collector in a way.
Yeah. So Smite is it's kind of like if you ever played League of Legends or Dota.
Hmm.
It's a MOBA multiplayer online battle arena.
Hmm.
The goal is you play 5 on 5. There's objectives. You need to kind of push enemy towers in most games to then try to defeat the Titan or the kind of last tower in the enemy stronghold.
Yeah.
And what's kind of cool about Smite, it's got two really different twists than other MOBAs. The first is that you actually play third person instead of top down. So in League of Legends, it kind of plays almost like a real time strategy game, like an Age of Empires or a Warcraft 3 type game, where
Yeah.
you're top down, you're controlling your player that way. In Smite, you play third person, so you have it's a totally different perspective, and it's really a lot more skill and hitting abilities. It's a lot harder to see everything. The second really cool aspect about it, like you were mentioning, I wouldn't really define it as a hero collector game, but the characters in the game are all deities from a ton of different religions, right? So you have characters like Zeus and Poseidon from Greek mythology, ranging all the way to King Arthur and Merlin from Arthurian. I know they recently just did Cthulhu. They're adding Tiamat and Gilgamesh in the latest updates. They have gods, Roman gods, Hindu gods, Chinese, Japanese gods. So it's just really cool. Actually really interesting to learn about the different cultures and how what their different religions were about. But the game does a really great job of just like incorporating everything, driving some stories, and yeah, it's been around. They're about to launch season 8 in a few weeks, so it's definitely it's got some legs. It's been pretty successful. I've been playing for maybe like 5 years, so
Wow.
for me,
That's
it's an
awesome.
oldie.
Very cool. All right. Let's talk about how much money you've spent in Marvel Strike Force.
So I am, like I mentioned, it wasn't until about a year ago where I actually really started playing the game. So I was 100% free to play until about a year ago. Between a year ago and now, if you were to exclude the $25 kitty offer, because I was bullied into doing that by my chat yesterday to see if I can get better pulls than you, Sage, because I heard you had some really good luck with kitty. Um,
Wow. Yeah.
Outside of that $25, I've probably spent around maybe $100 over the year and a half year
Okay.
that I started playing seriously. Mostly $1, $2 offers, but I know those add up pretty quickly.
Yeah, they do. They add up very much so.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
you
I've
know,
recently started keeping a spreadsheet just to kind of like keep track. So I know last month I spent around $20, but that's just because I had some of those Christmas winter offers and Thanksgiving. So before that, it's really been exclusively dollar offers.
yeah, do you feel like keeping the spreadsheet gives you a better idea of what to spend on and how to spend it, rather than, oh, I I'm a streamer. I should be spending money.
It keeps me just kind of grounded because, like I said before, I'm a student. I really don't have any income right now, so I really shouldn't be spending too much money on this game.
Yeah.
I'd like to give myself like the most I will ever spend in a month that I've told myself is $30.
Hmm.
And so last month was the first time I've ever even come close to that because I didn't purchase the battle pass actually, so I
Right.
kind of had a lot of wiggle room to play with. But it's nice. It's kind of just like instead of just getting the emails every once in a while with what I spent,
Right.
it just kind of it's just a quick glance. Hey, be smart.
Exactly.
Think about this.
That's very true. Now, with that being said, what is your attitude towards Scopely with the constant bugs and spending money and the gambling part of, hey, you got to keep up with the Joneses, with the heroes. You got to make sure that like your roster's up to par. Like, how does that make you feel?
So as a player who's I would mean obviously I can't call myself free to play anymore, but as someone who spends very little money on this game, if you were to take what I spent and divide it over all the days, I don't. I always am like just kind of thrilled when I get that in-game message that says like, "Oh hey, you get there's an error on our part. Here's the 15 shards." I'm like, "Well, I wasn't gonna even get those 15 shards, so for me this is amazing." It's frustrating sometimes with some of the bugs when they help, Scopely. They
Hmm.
don't really tend to fix them that quickly versus the ones that are hurting them get fixed somehow in a day or two. But I would, if I was someone spending a lot of money on this game, I would have a lot, you know, tougher feelings for Scopely with the way they handle a lot of the stuff. But the way I spend, right, like they're not catering to me, they're catering to other players. So I think I'm pretty low on the totem pole with their concerns.
All right, that's good. That's good. At least you have a level head of what to do and how to do from this. So let's ease up in the hot seat a little bit. How was that? Was it a little warm for you or what?
Yeah. Oh God, I might need some more water.
Let's talk about let's oh wait, sorry about that. Whoa. Let's talk about young batted. And young
All right.
batted, um what was the age of your first kiss?
Oof. The age of my first kiss. Well, I'll just get full first shout out Brittany Goldman. Um, but how I was fifth grade, so that would have been what are you in fifth grade? Like 10, 9, 10,
10? I mean, uh,
10, 9, 10.
I mean,
Okay.
you're what? You're 12. You look like you're 12, right? Isn't that what it says in your profile? You look
I
12,
I
like
look 17,
you
but
look
I'm legal to
17.
watch.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah. I think I must have been like 10 at Jewish sleepaway camp. Crazy things happen.
Oh my gosh, I remember camp. That's so funny. Now, when you know, got first kissed, was it like, were you expecting it? Was it kind of just happening? Was it like in a game? How did it happen?
Oh, it was a total game. It was like a group of like 20 kids, 15 kids, like all huddled around. And it was like, oh, like you have to kiss. Yeah, I did not have the moves that I have right now back then. It was
That
it
you
was
have
pure
now?
luck at that. It was very much like a coincidence. I was just in the right place at the right time.
Oh,
That
okay.
yeah.
So, you're married.
What? Sorry,
You're married.
I am married. I believe Avo Tosti's in chat right now. Shout out to my
Oh,
wife.
okay. Avotosi is wifey. That's awesome.
Yes.
So, now don't be completely embarrassed. And you and wifey are happily married. When did you get your first kiss from her, and how'd you do it?
Oh boy, Avo Tosti, get ready for this. So if you want to hear, a tale as old as time. So we met our sophomore year of college.
Okay.
We were next door neighbors in our dorm. She had a boyfriend at the time. I was, very single as you would expect. If you can imagine I look 17 now, you could probably only imagine what I looked like when I was actually 17.
I'm
So,
I'm
or I
dead.
guess
That's so
19 at
funny.
that time. And so we became really great friends over 2 years. It was like a super platonic thing. And they broke up. I was away in London at the time. I came back and we were at a club. The Our favorite band, our Fall Out Boy, was playing a song, and we just kind of locked eyes and it happened.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love that is that's pretty cute, man. That's pretty
yeah.
cute. I like it. That is very, very, very sweet. And she said that she kissed you.
I, I mean, that I think it was like I didn't want to impose anything. I'm a gentleman. You can see I dress up nice for things like this. Like I didn't want to impose myself on her, so I was just kind of waiting for her to make a move. Luckily, she did.
How hot is the hot seat right now?
It's sweating. I mean, I don't even know what's gonna happen when we get off of this.
I am that is amazing. That is amazing. All right, let's get to
Look how she didn't argue the story though. So at least I got all the facts right.
that's actually very true. That's actually very true. As long as you get that part right,
Right. Right.
you're in the clear for tonight. All right,
Right.
let's get to another question. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Absolutely not.
What?
There's
Wow,
absolutely not.
that was so
That
harsh. That was harsh.
there I mean, you're putting something that's just inherently wet on a bread that you want to be super crispy on the bottom. Like it's just a recipe for disaster. I don't want to
Oh,
play like a trump card, but like I live in New York. I know what pizza is supposed to be.
yeah.
Pineapple does not go on pizza, my friend.
Ooh, all right. So we on this show we're lean. It's about 50-50 now. There's a couple people who have said, "Hey, now like it's balancing itself out." I mean, I'm definitely
But but I mean, are your guests, you know, I feel like they don't really know what pizza is. I mean, there's pizza, right? Like I went to school in Boston, and yeah, I got Domino's every once in a while. You
right.
probably need pineapple on that just to kind of water down the taste of it, because who the hell knows what they're putting in that? But if you're getting
Oh,
like an authentic Italiano New York slice,
yeah.
you don't put pineapple on that, my friend.
Oh my goodness, you're too funny. I like it. I like it. I like your defense. What is your favorite Marvel character storyline or movie?
So I love Civil War. I love Civil War in the comics, and I thought they did a really great job bringing it to the big screen, given the kind of the circumstances they were in, given the story they had already developed.
Hmm.
I just think that's like that was one of those stories that actually got me over from kind of being more heavy-handed in DC and
Hmm.
got my toes wet in Marvel and kind of started the cascade from there.
Wow, that's cool. Very cool. All right. Um, I'm still laughing about what Avo Toasty said. She said the story is accurate. So this is great. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right. Last question. I'm sure you already know what it's going to be, and it is one Infinity Stone in a fight. What would you use to help defend and make sure that you could keep the love of your life, Avo Toasty, alive?
Ironically, I'm allergic to avocado, just so you know. So her name is kind of like a spit in the face to me. But if I were to pick one stone to, that's also not a joke. I mean, it's funny, but that's serious. Um, if I were to pick one stone, it would probably be the Reality Stone.
Okay.
That was probably a stone I would have least likely picked if you had told me about it prior to Infinity War. But seeing that fight with Thanos against the Guardians when they're, going to the Collector and him just being able to like do whatever he wanted to,
Yeah.
that's I don't know how any other stone beats that stone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very strong stone that people definitely
It's a
underestimate.
sturdy stone.
Sturdy stone. I like it.
Yeah, yeah,
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Everybody, big round of applause for the batted degree being in the hot seat. I think he's got a couple, I can see some bullets falling down the side of his head here. He's a little sweaty right now.
Oh yeah, I mean this. If you really want for the clickbait, I could take off the jacket. You could see the pits, but I'd prefer to keep it on.
You're hilarious. By the way, really quick, how did you get your name?
So not really interesting at all. I in Smite, so like I said, I've played Smite for 5 years. When I want to introduce someone new to the game, it's really hard to do that when I play on my main account. I've had the same Xbox Live name since I think I was like 11 years old. It's been Hawkeye0319. And actually, that's a reference to I was reading the Thunderbolt comics, and shout out
Yeah.
to Hawkeye from Marvel for that one. But I needed to make what they would call a Smurf account so that I could play with my friends who were lower leveled and introduce them to the game.
Hmm.
And I just went on Xbox and it randomly generated a name, Bad Degree, and I was like, you know what, that's going to be my childish Gambino. How he just like went to some rapper name generator and that's what they gave him, and that's what
Right.
I'm going to be known as.
That's hilarious. Well, that's great. Good
Yeah.
to know about that. I always found that very interesting, how people
Yeah.
come up with their names. Okay, that is the hot seat. Ooh,
God.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Let's get over to our PvP match. Are you ready to do this or what?
Yeah, I mean, are we doing any fancy restrictions? I mean, who's proposing to who? We know that doesn't mean anything, but
Yeah. All right, so we are going to do our PvP match here, and let's see what Batted Degree has in his, or up his sleeve rather. So let's
I mean, are there any restrictions you want? I know you are very sensitive about certain things with PvP. Do you want me to stay away from certain characters?
that's up to you. We can do
Oh,
whatever you want. I mean,
no, no, it's fine. Say, I
normally
don't
we
know
just
why you
do
got,
balanced. Would you like a restriction?
but I like a restriction.
Would you like a restriction?
Let's see. It's funny. Yesterday in chat, I played someone with blasters, and that was miserable because everyone just got one shot. No, let's just do a normal PvP. Let's. I think that's. I don't think we've actually ever PvP. I think we've just tested to see what happens when you send a request to someone. So this might be a good, testing the waters.
All right. Here we go. And this is the moment that you guys have been waiting for. So let's get into this PvP match here.
Mm-hmm.
Challenge accepted.
Well, so I get first pick, and so this is an interesting position because I basically only get one good character after it comes back to me.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to take a page out of my friend. Shout out to Corgan there, who would probably hate me if I didn't do this as my first ban. So where is he? Let's throw that Magneto ban out there. And let's throw a Mr. Baron Zemo out there. He's just a great standalone character.
Yeah, it's true. All right. We are going to ban. Um, we're going to ban. Let's see. We're going to ban.
If you don't ban her, I'm gonna take it 100%. So you might as well be.
I'll let you play with her. I'll let you play with her. Now that you said that, I'm gonna let you play with her.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna ban Mr. Sinister. No, you know what? You know what we're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do. We're gonna
See,
play.
second spot's a good, interesting spot where you could be in. You have a lot to play with.
I do, but you know what? I think I'm gonna play into your hand here and see where you're gonna go. I'm gonna ban Phoenix and Emma. Phoenix and Ultron.
Okay.
See where you go.
So I mean, I need to take Emma because I can't let you get Emma and someone else.
I mean, I hope
So
not.
I'll take Emma first.
Okay.
She's just got great control over the map, the slows, the blind.
Yeah, she sure does. She sure does have a whole lot. I'm gonna grab Doctor Octopus,
Uh-huh.
and I am going to snag. That's right. I'm gonna snag. Um, very interesting character here, and we're gonna snag. Ebony Maw.
Hmm. So this is, I think we're on the hot seat. I should be a little spicy. I don't know if you've really been exposed to these guys yet. I'm gonna whip out the dad bros on you.
Okay. I played against the Dad Bros last week,
Yeah.
so yeah. Sleepy Weasel
Actually,
was in the mode
um,
here, so yeah.
if I know my alphabets, I know that long shark starts with an L, and so that'll be next to right there.
All right. So then I'm gonna go ahead and grab X23.
That's a good pick. Strong pick. Ability block. Dodges.
I mean, and you know what? We're gonna go ahead and snag Mr. Sinister.
That's a good pick. I was about to take him if you didn't take him.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, where would he go next?
So I think just because I don't want to call myself a cheater, but I do have you up on my screen, so I saw what you were hovering on.
Okay.
I'm gonna just end my draft with Yo-Yo and Black Bolt.
All right. So you're taking Black Bolt. Love it. Love it. And I'm gonna go and snag. I'm gonna go with a interesting pick here, and I'm gonna go with Baron
hmm
Mordo.
That's a strong pick. Heal blocks the blinds.
Yeah, and I'm gonna let you
Not
play with Dad Bros and Emma, but I'm gonna take away Black Bolt.
okay.
I'm gonna let you play.
So for me, this is an interesting spot to be in because I don't want you to have Maw and Thanos. That's kind of my first thought. It's not about who to get rid of, it's who are you going to add in.
Right.
And so if I ban Doc Ock, you're going to take Thanos, probably plug him in. So I'm going to ban Maw.
Okay.
And with my last pick, I'm going to go a little different, maybe not the best way to go. I'm going to grab Loki.
You're gonna grab Loki.
If I've
Wow.
if I've learned anything from Korg, it's that Loki can basically one shot anyone uh, on my team.
Yeah, this is very true. So I'm going to grab. I'm gonna grab. Shoot, where is she? I cannot.
I mean, Korg, you say rip Sage, but I've seen many times you've seen me PvP someone, you say rip to the other person, and then I lose.
I was gonna.
Ghost,
I was.
okay, good pick.
I meant to actually pick Elsa, but I'm gonna say this: you're in for some trouble. You, my friend, are in for some trouble. This is the moment you guys have been waiting for. Bad Degree versus Sage Sentient on the PvP. Let's see what we got. Are you ready?
I think we're gonna start off with using Yo-Yo's special because it's gonna fill up the dead bar speed bar.
Okay.
We can then I think our goal is we really need to take out Doc Ock here. And Ghost is basically dead.
Yeah, Ghost is dead.
We're then gonna throw this onto X23. And let's slow everyone down.
All right.
Probably should have went for Sinister with the Loki ult, the special now that I think about it.
Probably, probably, but we're gonna see how this holds out, and we have
So he's
quite.
blinded, so this is not just, let's just do that.
Here we are, and
Offense up, that's
yeah,
smart.
offense up is
So I
very
think
smart. And now I'm gonna grab Emma, and we're gonna go after um, some very interesting things here, and we're gonna clean this up. Put some slows on you, that's for sure. Let's play around and get rid of Loki. Oh, not quite yet, but we have X23 with her ultimate. That's one.
okay.
Let's see if we can get
All
long
right, so let's
shot.
see if we can. I think it would be amazing if we can get rid of Doc Ock here. All right,
Okay,
so you're up. I thought I would have been going next. I guess I have the slows, unfortunately.
right. And let's see. We need to do this really quickly. And then we're going to come down here.
Hey, Corey, this is what happens. You give me way too much credit. All right, so let's do this so we can. Wow, we didn't get Doc Ock with that, really?
All right, so we need to come down here. We need to get a turn here from Sinister, which we will.
Get the heals.
We're going to come down here. Let's see if we can get
Yo-Yo not being able to do
Yo-Yo.
anything here is that's kind of tough. It's a tough break. See if Longshot could do something.
Ooh,
There we
that
go.
actually did quite a
Sinister
bit.
out.
That did quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. It's all gonna come down to who gets their abilities next.
There we are. Wow, can't believe I landed that.
So let's. We got to do this. Yep. Okay. Get rid of your Emma. Oh boy, this is gonna be a close one. This has been. I mean, I think this is
No,
what the
I'm
audience
definitely
was
losing
looking
this
for.
one. I'm definitely losing this one.
I don't know why I didn't go for Bordeaux right there. That was dumb of me.
Let's see.
Your hubris got to you, Sage. You thought you could. You
Is
know, I know you. Maybe it was your hospitality to your
it
guests, but
might be. Honestly, I thought that you made a huge mistake because um is Doc Ock bugged with his offense down right now? That's the question.
you might actually win this. By the way, this is not over yet.
That's what I want to know
I want
because
the.
Yo-Yo with the offense down doesn't work with Doc Ock.
She gonna dodge this? No, she's blinded. Okay, that should be GG.
Yeah, that is it. Wow. Very good, very nice there. Congratulations. Batted with the win there. Very
I took a
nice, man. Very
screenshot. Don't
nice.
worry.
Very nice, man. All right. That is a defeat. I'm very surprised with that. I thought I was going to have you, especially the um, with the piece there on offense down. I was surprised that you did not get rid of Ock. So with that being said, that is a loss, and I'm 50-50 again. It always comes down pretty close here. Now let's hop back into the hot seat very
Oh,
quickly. What is the last question I'm going to ask you? And that, my friend, is how do you feel about PvP and RTA?
so I feel like with the current state, it's almost two separate questions, right? So if we look at RTA, I think if Scopely's plan was to create a mode to replace splits and force the players to spend more time, they did a great job. I think they did a very good job at making the rewards for it worth the time investment, unlike Blitz, right? I think before you were probably spending close to as much time blitzing as you were to what you would do for RTA now, but at least now you're getting gear, you're getting character shards. It seems a lot more worth it. So if you take that as what your expectations are for RTA, I think RTA is doing its job just fine. If you wanted RTA to be this kind of playground to be playing around with PvP, I think you're probably extremely disappointed. It seems as though, you know, the scope is just completely abandoned what they want to do in PvP. Unless what happens with leagues or the events is going to be a big game changer, I think it's going to really come down to the community to kind of step up to really reinvigorate PvP and bring it to what it can be and bring it to the limelight. So I'm excited to see, what can come out of the community to try to, make PvP what it could be. Because I think that's really the future of the game, especially with a lot of it coming down to simming, right? Raids are going to be simmed, blitz are going to be simmed.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to be happening turn by turn is going to be arena and PvP. So, let's make that as fun as it can be.
Very cool. Very cool. Batted, what a great answer and what a great guest you've been. You were so much fun. I hope you can cool down a little bit from
Yes. Take a
your
shower.
from your hot seat moment. Everyone, big round of applause and give this guy a very big, nice hand. It was really nice to have him on. And Batted, can you tell everyone where they can find you?
Sure. So I stream Monday through Friday from around that start around 9:30 on twitch.tv/batted degree. Also on Instagram, same thing, instagram.com/batted degree. And YouTube, there's no content, but if you want to subscribe, you should be subscribing to Sage if anything. But if while you're subscribing to Sage, you want to stop by my channel, it's youtube.com/ I guess it's probably not batted degree, but just search them up.
Very nice. I like it. Yeah, you can search Batted Degree everywhere on socials, everyone. And if you guys want to watch him,
Who
he's
would
on.
have who would have thought that the name wasn't taken on every social media platform? I was
Yeah,
just
right.
so shocked. I was
So
so
shocked.
shocked that that degree was available everywhere. But luckily, I snapped it up before snatched it up before anyone was able to take it.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's one of those things where random generator names are. It's not just picking that one anymore. It's now locked to you. So we appreciate you for coming on the show. And next week, guys, we have Tony Scangili. He had to be for the 26th. So make sure you guys tune in next week. Tony Scangili will be on. It is our season finale. Finale? Wow. It's our season finale for the
You're so
Sages.
choked up about it.
I am. It is the season finale of Sage's Hot Seat next week for season 1. Please stay tuned for the last one, and we will have season 2 beginning in February with some very cool people as well. So thank you so much once again for Batted for coming on. You can find Batted all over on your socials and on twitch.tv/Batted Degree. And if you guys want to check out this show, it will be live in about a week or so due to editing for making sure that everyone has their show on my YouTube. And you can find that, look up Sage Sentient. I don't know how to do my exit right now. Hey Sentinels, like this is what's going on. It's like my
Yeah,
blooper.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
my blooper
No,
moment.
yeah, you just feel like great. Yeah, yeah. I don't even know how you would end it either. I was trying to think of some witty thing to say.
All right, we're gonna wave goodbye. Thank you so much to you again.
To me,
Yeah,
thank you to me
to
for
you.
coming on the show. I appreciate myself making the time, and I think I answered the questions as well as I could. And quick shout out to Sage for hosting this program, inviting me on, and all that stuff.
We're gonna exit there because my mind is melted and I don't know what to do. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We're gonna keep going, but we're gonna stop recording. Bye. I'm Ron Burgundy.